Hi everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are doing the border. So we have two borders to do. So the short end of the blanket will have a shell border and the long ends of the blanket will have a fancy tassel border. So my grandma was really good at coming up with different kinds of border on the same blanket. So what she used to do was put a shell border on the short sides and then a tassel border on the longer sides, and that is exactly what we are going to do as well. Okay, so time for a border. So on the short side, this is the way my grandma sort of did this. Here I've got an example here of a blanket that I have, and look, she's got sort of like little shells and they're connected with chains and they sort of travel from stitch to stitch. So that is what we are going to do as well. So let's get started with a slip knot. We are going to get started by putting it on our hook like so, and then this here is of course your very first chain and that sort of stitch that's coming out of that. So we are going to try and do a standing double crochet, so that means you yarn over, and I'm going to go into the body of that first stitch here and you are going to do a double crochet. There we go. So I haven't put in my ends yet, which I mean, I don't mind. I just need to, you know, sort of ascertain whether that's right. So then into the box, we are going to do a double crochet and a single crochet. Okay, so really this is the start of our Anna shell edging, but we are starting with half a shell. Then you are going to chain 3, skip 2 boxes. Into the third box you're going to do a single crochet, 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, and another single crochet. So this is your shell. Then 1, 2, 3 chains, skip 2 boxes, into the third box, single crochet, 3 double crochets and a single crochet, chain 3, skip 2 boxes, and into the next box you are going to do the shell. There we go. See? Voila. So I think this is a really effective little border, and I know my grandma always used to sort of come up with these little shells in between, but I like it. So I hope you enjoy doing this. I will meet you at the end of the row where I will tell you what to do for that half a shell at the end of this row. Okay, so I've done my Anna shells all along the end here, and I have 3 boxes left, so that's correct. So 1, 2, 3 to get to my last box. In here I'm going to do a single crochet, a double crochet and a double crochet to make half a shell. There we go. So that is the end of our short side. So do this on both the short sides. Okay, so you have 2 edges with the, let me find it for you here, with the shell border. Okay, so I will be back in a moment to show you how to do the long side border. Okay, so let's get started on doing the border on the long side of our blanket. So what do you need for that? Of course, your yarn that you're going to be using for the side, for the border, and for the tassels. To make the tassels, I'm going to use one of my really huge big hooks because I want to pull through the tassels, so I'll show you that in a moment. First of all, we're going to have to crochet a little bit, so your usual hook that you have used for the rest of the blanket, scissors of course, that darning needle because you are going to have to start putting in those ends, so unavoidable now, okay? And I also have this box of chocolates. It's empty now, but this was given to me by one of my subscribers at the New York meetup, Brielle, and they were lovely chocolates. But I just wasn't ready to get rid of the box just yet. So I found actually that doing the revolution around this box with my wool and then cutting it was exactly the right size or the right length of tassel that I wanted. So a box or something that you can use for winding round your wool for making the tassels. So that's for later on. So let's get started. So let's put this away for now because we don't need that just yet. Okay, so you're going to take the blanket and the long side towards you, okay? And you should have already done the short side. And as you can see, I've also done the label because I did that video. So if you want to do a label, do please go ahead and do one because it's nice to have that little bit of, you know, remembering when you made this. And so here on the right hand side of the blanket, we are going to get started. So let me get started with a slip knot. Insert your hook. Make the slip knot smaller, and then we are going to go and find that sort of, you know, the location of that first or last stitch or whatever you want, the corner stitch in the original blanket. So I'm going to go into there like so, and I'm going to do a single crochet. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then this one is going to be your first box. Then you are going to skip 4 boxes. So in addition to the first one, so then you're at number 5, and then here in number 6, that's where you are going to do your single crochet. So you've got your box where you start from, then you skip 4 boxes and you work in the 5th box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes skipped after the box that you've worked in. So 4 boxes skipped, then in the 5th one you do your single crochet. So you have 4 boxes in between that are not used. Okay, so you know there's stitch count, there's so many stitches in every row, stuff like that. So to make this border work, we have to do a little bit of you know, fudging basically. So I'm going to suggest you do 2 lots where you actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where you skip 5 boxes, okay, and do like 11 chains maybe here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes in 2 locations. So if you do those now before you get on, then you can forget about those, and then towards the end it will all work out nicely. Okay, so each time it's lying nicely there. Now, when you are traveling along your side, obviously you are skipping the boxes that we've made on the edge of our work, but also some of our rows end in double crochets. So we are just going to 1, 2, that's considered a box, that's considered a box, and then here we're just going to go round that double crochet, just like we would have done if it was a box, okay? So you just count, and if they are double crochets, just they are the equivalent of a box, obviously. And this is what you are going to do for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the length of this long side of the blanket. Okay, so I have made it to the end of my row. We know it's going to work out because we made sure of that. So I am doing a single crochet in that last box there. Then we are going to chain 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to turn, and that's quite a job now. And then you do a single crochet in the middle of the arch below. So there you are. So you've created half an arch basically. And now you're going to do chain 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you just go to the next arch and you do a single crochet in there. And you work your way all the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and into the next arch, and so on. So that is what you are going to do now, and I will see you at the end of the row to make that half box. Okay, so I've made it to the end of my row here. So to finish row 2, we are now going to have to do half a box. So we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we are going to yarn over 1, 2, 3 times. Then you go back into this sort of the initial stitch. Go in there. And you do a treble, double treble, whatever it's called. So you do your double crochet, but you just keep going with pulling through 2 until you have finished, until you have just the one loop on your hook. So this now sort of ends your line in half a box and makes it straight at the edge. So now we are going to start row 3, chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Turn. It's quite an exercise now. And we are going to go, we skip the half box, going to go into the arch here with a single crochet. There we go. So this means we have turned and we are now working our way back again. So I will see you at the end of the row where you have done 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, where you have done each time 10 chains and then a single crochet. 10 chains and a single crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. See you at the end. Okay, so I've made it to the end of my row, and this is a row without half boxes, so, oh dear. So you are going to have to attach this particular single crochet into sort of the middle of here. So you're going to count 5 chains, go in there, there we go, and do your single crochet. Okay, so that makes it the correct sizing there. Okay, and now we are doing once again one of those rows with a half box. So row 4, we are going to do 10 chains. Why does it always split when I am filming? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you turn and you are going to go into the middle of that first box here, making half a box. It's going well. It is going very well. Okay, so this is our last row. So we're going to do another section now of the 10 chains, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and attaching it in the middle. So again, same thing as before. And so at the end of the row, we're going to have to do that double treble trick again. So I will meet you when you get there. Okay, so I've made it to the end of my row. I am going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. Then I'm going to wrap around my yarn 3 times, and then I'm going to go to this sort of intersection here. So basically on top of where we did that double treble before, and you just try and go in, pick up more than one, I would say, because otherwise, yeah, look, this is going to open up. So I'm not going to go for that hole there. I'm just going to try and sort of go into a, yeah, look, that's better. So go into a location where it's not going to sort of extend anything, pull on anything, and then you do your double crochet until your loops have finished. And that is the last stitch of our whole blanket. What a stitch to finish on, eh? Okay, so we are going to cut this off. You're going to have to sew in this end and all the other ends, please. Get on to sewing in all your ends, okay? Now I am going to explain to you how to do the tassels, right? So of course you have to do this on both the long sides. I have already done this on this side here. Let me show you. There we are. Okay, so we have tassels in every sort of loop here, and of course that's the back of the tassels, this is the front of the tassel. So whatever you do, make sure that you put all your tassels on in the same direction, so they have their little sort of, you know, that little bit that's crossing over like that, all in the same location. And of course, yeah, in the beginning you'll have to sort of position them a little bit better, but it works. Okay, so let me just show you how to do the tassels. Back to where there are no tassels just yet. Here we go. So this is our bit that we are going to get started on. And this is where that box of chocolates comes in handy. And also my big hook. So take your yarn. If you have worked in multiple colors, then it might be nice to have various strands of your yarns together to make multicolored tassels. So it's up to you what you want to do. Okay, so like I said, if you go around this is 30 centimeters. So the tassel will then sort of be 15 centimeters long, you know, without the you know, attaching bit, but of course, you know, that's that can't be avoided. So here we are. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 revolutions. Okay, cut it off from your yarn at the bottom there. Then I can't hold this in the thing here. Then I cut it there. Right, still holding it nicely. Pick up all your strands here and holding it like that. Now, of course, I'm going to have to make sure that the way I'm putting them on is going to be the same way as on the other side as well. So the first side, make sure you do them all the same, and then once you've done your second side, make sure that they, when you put those on, that they are all the same as well. Okay, so this is what I do. I use the hook to bring that through and to do this. Right, there we go. See? So I always seem to do it in this direction. So hopefully these are the right, yes, that's the right way. So this is also with the back towards here, and this one as well. So that's good going. So that's good. So did you see how I did that? Now, I didn't do it very well because look, I've got two different ends. So let's pull this one a little bit more. There we go. Okay. I am not going to cut them all straight, but what I am going to do is sort of, if there's a little bit longer, I'm just going to cut those off. But other than that, I'm going to leave them like this. Okay, so I shall do that again for your entertainment. And because I am absolutely elated that I have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That I finished this blanket. All I have to do, this is the last bit I have to film, and all I have to do is finish doing the tassels, which is fine. Okay, so this is the last bit I have to show you to do. So I shall do it again for you. Okay, so I always tend to do the same thing. So in with the hook there, then I bring that through, hold this open so that I can take these, there we go, making sure they're about the same size. Okay, shall I do that again? Okay, this is taking it too far now, Anja. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. This is the last one, I promise. Okay, so cut this off, hold it in the middle, put the hook through, bring this through, and you'll see it will all go wrong this time. Hopefully not. There we go. Okay, so you'll have to put your tassels on all along the long side, and if you stick around for a moment or two, I will show you the finished blanket. I hope you have enjoyed doing this cowl. I know I have. I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing all of you make yours as well, and yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking part in this cowl, and I will see you in the next video. Leave me a comment down below. I love to read all about it. Some more suggestions for videos I thought you might find interesting. Enjoy watching!